Hi guys, hi from Andrea Unger. The trick, the secret to make money, enjoying a vacation, a holiday, and with your computer doing everything for you. I wish I knew it, but I don't know it. There is no trick, no secret. There is only method to study the markets. I just want to point out the difference because sometimes it's not clear. Somebody is promising you the secret that was able to make money in Wall Street for years, or the trick that nobody knows. I'm telling you, well, if I knew a trick, sometimes tricks happen. I must be sincere, I admit it. Sometimes there are inefficiencies that can lead you to make money at, I don't say risk zero because zero risk does not really exist, but at a very, very low risk. They exist sometimes, but these tricks, when I happen to know one of these, I never disclose it to anybody. Maybe to close friends, maybe to family, okay, if somebody wants to take advantage. But for sure, I will not make a class, run a class explaining the trick. Because if so, once the trick is spread and known left and right, the trick normally ceases to work. The inefficiency gets absorbed in the market and disappears. So guys, if somebody is promising you the trick, the secret, they are probably trying to cheat you, and it's sort of a scam because these tricks don't exist, or at least they don't exist in education. They might exist in the markets, but those who know these tricks certainly don't come to you to explain you or to sell you this trick because they make much more money exploiting the trick. I talk about method. What's the difference? Because I also teach a method to trade the markets, to make money in the markets. But a method is a sum of information that you gain from markets, from the instruments, from the way the markets move, from all the possible ways to take advantage of these moves. But there is no risk-free stuff, of course. So on one side, you learn what the environment is and how the environment works. And once you learn that, you can have all the pillars to build your approach to the markets and to take advantage and to make money. But for sure, it's not a trick. It's to discover the environment. It's like if you go to the university and you study nuclear physics, okay? Well, sorry for the comparison, it's a bit hard maybe. But in this case, you have this comparison and you think about the degree in physics, you learn all the basics, you learn how to apply them, you learn where to apply them, and then you have your job, you have your activity, because you know what to do and how to do it. It's the same in the markets. Once you learn what the markets are, how they move, why they move, and what are the characteristics of each market, then you can take advantage of this and you can build your career as a trader. But it's not a trick, it's not a secret, it's a discovery. This is the difference. I cannot promise you a trick to make money or a secret because it's not secret. It's just a way to work, just a way to study the markets. It's my way to develop systems, for example, it's my activity. And I also explain the reason why those systems are built in a certain way. But that's it. It's not a secret. The secret, the trick, somebody talks about arbitrage, for example. Well, arbitrage is a risk-free operation where you make money because of some situations in the market that allow you to make money for sure with no risk, okay? So this is not something for us because there are people taking advantages of this kind of situation, but these are institutional guys with co-located servers in Wall Street, with software that you cannot even imagine how much they cost, and it's not for us retail traders, for us poor guys, let's say. So we could not even sell something about that, because even if you know the theory behind the arbitrage, you would not be able to apply it because of the situation that we live in our environment. So somebody selling you the arbitrage is just selling something. I don't think that somebody purchasing that knowledge will really take advantage of it. And if they teach you an arbitrage for retail traders, then I'm nearly sure they're trying to get some easy money from you, because I don't see the way to apply that to the retail trader in a broad way, let's say, okay? Sometimes it happened in the past in Italy on the cover warrants. That was nearly risk-free money, trick. I didn't disclose the trick. No, only to friends, some friends, close friends. I knew the more we were, the shorter the duration of that situation. There was a time where you could make arbitrage, let's call it this way, between different MT4, MetaTrader platforms on different brokers. Also, that kind of activity was a trick, secret maybe, but it didn't last long because obviously brokers were not that stupid to allow you to make money from a slow broker, the fast one, and so on. So also in that case, I remember accounts being closed by the broker because they didn't want you to trade the way you were trading. So, I mean, it was not something that was really possible for the medium-long run. And knowing that, if you knew that trick or secret, you would obviously keep it for yourself and use it as long as it lasts, knowing that it would not last forever. Method, study, discovery of the markets, that is something that can make you a trader. Okay, it's the way I became a trader. It's the way that I teach people to become traders. So I teach you a method to study the markets, to understand the markets, and to build systems that move according to the characteristics of the markets. It's a method. It's not risk-free. It's a method of work, a discovery, as said. Tricks, when I know them, sorry about that, I keep them from myself because the trick is something that you have to keep for yourself. If you discover tricks, you can tell me. If not, keep it for yourself because a trick is there to die sooner or later once the inefficiency becomes smaller and smaller. That's it, guys. Don't trust the trick guys. Trust the serious educators who teach you a method. Not necessarily me, but whoever tells you that you have to study the markets to become a trader and not to know the trick, because the trick is not for the common people, let's say. And don't think there are many gurus who know the tricks. They don't. They just pretend. That's it, guys. This is from Andrea Unger. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.